Antony Blinken is back in the United States for the first Biden presidency with senior Chinese officials.
Our administration is committed to leading with diplomacy, to advance the interests of the United States, and to strengthen the rules-based international order.
Blinken just spent several days in East Asia, consulting with leaders in Japan and South Korea. In their meeting with Chinese diplomats, Blinken and National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan are expected to raise China's assault on democracy in Hong Kong and Taiwan, theft of trade secrets, aggressive claims in the South China Sea, and mass repression against the Uyghur minority in Xinjiang. Across the country, at the State Department's Washington headquarters, members of the Uyghur community pressed Blinken to demand an end to China's repression in Xinjiang. Aziz Suleiman says he came to the U.S. in 2009 after watching the Chinese government in Xinjiang kill protesters and arrest thousands.
I lost contact with my family members. My mother is 72 years old, retired nurse. I don't know her whereabouts now.
He says his brother was just sentenced to 17 years in prison. When it comes to Xinjiang, Tibet, Hong Kong, or Taiwan, China's government says the United States should stay out of its internal affairs. Chinese officials want the U.S. to roll back the sanctions, tariffs, and restrictions the Trump administration implemented. They're also warning that, quote, on issues that bear on China's sovereignty, security, and core interests, no one shall expect China to make any compromise or trade-offs. Ahead of this meeting, the State Department levied sanctions against 24 Chinese officials for the crackdown in Hong Kong. That drew praise from former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, though President Trump's top diplomat also contends the new administration is too eager to address climate change.
I'm afraid they're going to trade an awful lot of American security for a false Chinese promise on climate change.
There are more discussions between the two delegations scheduled for tomorrow. The White House says President Biden wants to see where these talks go before deciding on next steps. Brett?